someone needs to tell me for sure, because why is there a 10,000 freaking vial in this thing if it's only 5,000? I was like baffled. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nurse K. If you are new, I'm a registered nurse that works in the ER. This has everything to do with nursing, whether you're an ER nurse or not. So subscribe down below, comment, like. Now that you subscribed, let's get started. This video today is going to be a tad bit different. I think this topic is not talked about as much as it should be in nursing, and it's something that's very serious and should be taken very serious. The topic for today is my first medication error. I do want to do a little bit of a disclaimer and make sure that you guys know it is important that every single time that you give a medication to a patient that you follow the 7 rights of medication administration, which are right patient, right drug, right dose, right time, right route, right reason, and right documentation. For this video, it's kind of imperative that you guys know what the 7 rights of medications is before we start. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into the video. This is actually my first story time ever, so I hope you guys like it. For those of you that don't know, I am an ER nurse and I was a new grad in the ER, and I started to get a little bit more comfortable, so I was starting to get sections like trauma rooms where patients are a little bit more critical. And I had a patient come in. He was actually having a heart attack. The protocol for STEMI is we give Mona. So we give morphine, oxygen, nitro, and aspirin. Another medication that we also give is heparin. And heparin is a blood thinner, and we're supposed to do all of this right before cath lab comes. We have like an already made STEMI kit that has all these medications in it, so you don't have to go pull it from the Pyxis. It's already in the trauma room. The heparin comes in a 10,000 unit vial. I'm like, okay, well, if it's in the STEMI kit, obviously you're gonna give the whole 10,000. So I draw up the medication, I push it, you know, because everything's happening so fast. I thought somebody else had scanned it. So I scanned the medication and it said 5,000. And I was like, wait. What? I was like, hold up. There's 3 other nurses in there. And I'm like, hold on, is it 10,000 or 5,000? And she's like, I think it's 5,000. I was like, no, someone needs to tell me for sure. Am I supposed to give 5,000 or am I supposed to give 10,000? Because why is there a 10,000 freaking vial in this thing if it's only 5,000? I was like baffled. I had to tell my charge nurse, hey, I gave 10,000 instead of 5,000. He was a big guy. He was a big dude. He was like 6'3" and like 250. I mean, he was solid. But luckily for the amount of weight that he was per kilogram for the amount of medication I gave, it was okay. So usually when cath lab gets there, you tell them everything that you did, what you've given the patient. The cath lab asked me, how much heparin has he gotten? And I said 10,000. And they looked at me, they're like, 10? And I was like, yeah. I was like waiting for them to say something else, but they didn't. And so they're just like, okay, cool. So I had to call the cardiologist and we told him, hey, we gave 10,000 instead of 5. And he was like, okay, cool. And then he just hung up. He was like, whatever, I don't care. And I had to tell the emergency doctor. He didn't even care because it wasn't his patient anymore. So I was like, I'm like a dog with my freaking tail between my legs trying to tell all these physicians about my mistake, and no one cared. And I was just like, okay, so why is no one thinking this is a big deal? I'm scared. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna get fired. I also found out that day we actually give 5,000 of heparin in the ER, and then they get another 5,000 when they go to cath lab. That's why they weren't concerned. So it was the worst case scenario that could have ever happened with the freaking blood thinner medication and a STEMI, but it was fine. He was fine. I did have to fill out an incident report, and that was my first incident report ever, and it was really, really depressing and sad to sit there and have to fill out what happened and why, and it goes on your record, and I just didn't like that, but it was a really big learning experience. That was like one of the first times I was a primary nurse for STEMI. It resonated with me because it's like, I know things are going fast and there's a lot of things that I have to do at once, and this patient's really sick and he needs to get this, and that done like yesterday. you still have to take your time. You still have to kind of come back down to earth and realize that everything is going to be okay if you focus. When I was in nursing school, my teacher said there's nurses that make medication errors and there's nurses that make medication errors and admit them. Integrity as a nurse is literally everything. If I didn't say anything and that patient would have went to cath lab and gotten a second dose and he would have got 15 altogether and something bad would have happened to him, I would have felt like crap. Always, 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 always come forth with your mistakes as a nurse, especially because you can really hurt somebody. You're going to make mistakes as a nurse. You're gonna make medication errors. It's like, even if it's something minor, let's say it's not a narcotic, let's say it's not freaking heparin. I mean, it could still be something that you're gonna miss or overgive or undergive, whether it's big or small, to get your charge nurse involved because it's gonna build integrity. They know that they can count on you. It's okay to not know. You're freaking human. You're not like Superman or Superwoman. You're human first. If you've made a medication error as a nurse, you are not alone. My advice is to always go through your rights of medications. I mean, you don't have to do it like in nursing school, but develop a good habit of how you're gonna give your medications. And always check your orders. If something doesn't make sense to you, if something's sketchy, either ask the doctor for clarification or ask one of the other nurses. Abide by parameters of medications also. I'm sharing my experience with you guys in hopes that it helps somebody, and maybe somebody that has made a medication error and feels like crap. You're not a bad nurse. I know I'm not a bad nurse. I know that I made a mistake and I know that I handled it correctly. At that point, it didn't matter about me looking stupid or dumb. That wasn't even on my mind. I was just like, I don't want to hurt this patient. Like, do not, like, I just want to make sure this patient's okay, and then we can talk about the touchy-feely stuff later. Right? Duncan agrees. In conclusion, always ask questions, always make sure that you know what you're giving before you give it. If you don't, ask for clarification, follow parameter. If you start making good habits, even whenever you're in autopilot, you will continue to do those good things. So that's all I have. I hope that you like this video. I hope that this helps somebody, anybody out. All right, until next time.